Good morning everyone, today we're going to be talking about all the new campaigns which are kicking in with NGS version 2. But before we jump into all of that, if you're new to the channel, I upload NGS content daily, so if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. So the very first thing I want to talk about is the update itself. Your file size has decreased significantly. As you can see over here, this is PSO2 New Genesis on Steam. When I click on properties and I go to local files, you can see it is now 62 gigabytes. It is significantly smaller than before. It used to be 114 or 117 gigabytes. So because it doesn't download the base game anymore and you just need the NGS files, it is significantly smaller. Now on Steam, all of this happened automatically. I didn't need to do anything. I believe the Epic Game Store is also exactly the same. However, if you have any problems, I will leave a link in the description below which literally walks you through for each platform on what to do in order to hopefully troubleshoot your issues. Alright, the next thing I want to talk about are all the new campaigns. First of all, for new players, this only applies to new players, but there are two major boost campaigns going on, and they are actually really god tier. So when you first make an account, you're getting a ton of cosmetic items as well as 250 star gems. Now on top of the initial rewards over here, depending on what platform you play, you're getting different rewards as well. So for example, if you download the game on Steam, you're going to get the head crab emote, so that's a collaboration with Half-Life. However, with all the different platforms, you do get different rewards. Now, if you want to get all of the other rewards, it is possible. However, you're going to need to link your account with all of these other platforms in order to receive the rewards. So that is a little bit of a hassle because that's going to assume that you have a PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and you're also going to need to download the Microsoft version of the game as well as the Epic Game Store version of the game in order to link to all of them. So it is a bit of a hassle. However, if you really want all the cosmetic items for whatever reason, you can do it. Now the second part of this campaign is really goated because they're literally giving you a ton of cosmetic items. They're giving you weapons as well. They're giving you a new Hextra series weapons. So we're no longer getting the Renaissance weapons anymore. We're getting the Hextra weapons. I don't know what they are. They look different. So I mean, they look pretty cool. But the main thing I want to bring to everyone's attention is all of the different cosmetics that you're getting for free. You get a lot of cosmetics just by completing the story, which is pretty awesome. Alright, the next campaign I want to talk about is to do with the creative spaces, celebrating the release of version 2 discounted 6-star build parts. So since the creative spaces is now available, we're going to need to purchase a lot of the build parts in order to actually start building and making our creative spaces look nice. Now don't worry, there is a free version, so the one where you collect your Genesis points in order to buy stuff, but there's also a Star Gem shop as well as the AC shop. I believe the 40% off only applies to the Star Gem shop as well as the Genesis point shop. I don't think it applies to the AC shop since the AC shops are bundles, so they're already discounted, sort of, not really sure. But nevertheless, I'm just going to be using the Genesis point shop, and that's pretty much it for me. The next campaign is NGS version 2 release celebration campaign. This one is relatively simple. We get an EXP earn plus 100% boost in all of the following combat zones as well as yellow triggers, which is pretty awesome. And on top of that, we are also getting 10 yellow triggers for free, so that's pretty nice. But on top of that, we are all getting a material storage use 15 days for free simply by logging in. This is really nice because I know for a fact once we start using our Genesis points and start buying out all of these different furnitures and stuff, it's going to take up a ton of space. So I'm very happy that, you know, we're going to have material storage. You can put all of your build parts. That's what this category is called. That's why it says BP. You can put all of your build parts into your material storage so it doesn't take up valuable storage space. So that is really nice that they're giving us 15 days for free. But this just stresses how important it is to have material storage, especially if you are really into creative spaces, because build parts are going to take up a ton of space, especially when you start buying all of these little accessories like trees, like grass, like bamboo tree, whatever, all of these little thingies. You know, you're going to need a lot of space. So please buy material storage. Please save up your star gems in order to purchase it. Remember, buying material storage, the 90 days variant is cheaper than buying 3 30-day variants. All right, so the longer the duration, the cheaper it is. So you really want to make sure that you save up your SG and buy the 90-day one whenever you can. The next campaign is the Discord post campaign. Again, I'll leave this link in the description below because there are some really nice rewards. All you need to do is post a little introduction on Discord and you get this weapon camo, 50 star gems, as well as 3 NEXP earn plus 25%. All you need to do is click this link. It'll send you to the official NGS Discord. Once you're there, you want to go to the hashtag introduce yourself channel. And in the answer section, you need to respond this. You need to write your 8-digit player ID number. So this, you need to actually be in the game to find what your number is by going to main menu, personal character information and stat information, and it's going to show you the 8 digits of what your player ID is. And then you need to write a little self-introduction. So all you got to do is introduce yourself, and that's pretty much it. Now do keep in mind that the terms of service of Discord as well as NGS do apply here, so you can't write anything like extremely lewd. Just don't write anything lewd, okay? As you can see, there's a lot of terms and conditions over here because they don't want you to do something silly. So play it safe and just do a very vanilla self-introduction and you're gonna be fine, okay? Next up are all the system updates. I'm not going to go over all of them because there's just way too many, but just know that they're adding a lot of stuff. The main thing that I want to bring to everyone's attention is the Ryuker devices. They've added a lot of Ryuker devices in all the different regions except for Stia. So in the Alia region, the Retem region, as well as the Kavaris region, we have new Ryuker devices. So make sure when you log into the game to actually find them, because it's going to make your mineral gathering so much easier, especially in the Alia region. They've added some Ryuker devices that are going to make your life so easy, especially if you really want all of those alpha reactors. Now over here in the user interface, they've added a bunch of stuff because don't forget, we've got the creative spaces, we're getting holograms, we got the gold prim swords 2 as well as the gold prim armors 2. However, they won't be available until next week. This week, they're basically just adding all the system updates. So for example, your auto cell. So you can actually turn on auto cell if you don't want the golden prim sword 2 as well as the golden prim armors 2, because sometimes you get the PSE fortes and then your inventory gets filled. Maybe you don't need these anymore and you can set it into auto cell. On top of that, they've also added 9-star rarity items to the auto cell options if you want to do that. Please don't turn this on, especially with the 9-star rarity weapons. You want to be able to pick up those weapons, but again, these weapons will not be available until the 14th, so that is next week. So something very interesting that I'm going to be checking out the moment the servers go live is they've added item drops from the enemies Rappy, Emperor Rappy, as well as Great Rappy. I don't know what items they've added. And they've also added item drops to some enemies in Ordinal Tower rank 7. So I'm going to be testing these two things out and seeing what these items are. They didn't say it's new items, so I'm assuming it's probably not new, but nevertheless, I want to know what drops. So I'm going to be testing that. And last but not least, under the items category, they've added a bunch of exchange shops, so please make sure to check your exchange shop. Keep in mind that the Giga Strugments do not drop yet. They only drop from the 14th. The shop is available so you can see what it offers. However, you won't be able to farm for the material needed to exchange for any of the items. The main item I want you guys to check out in this exchange shop is, of course, all of the weapon camos. There are some really nice weapon camos that you can pick up over here. So, you know, set your sights, set a goal so that when the 14th kicks in, you're motivated and you're ready to farm. Now, of course, today is the day where we get all of our new skills as well as the class balancing. So all of the class balancing that we've covered in previous videos is now active, which is really awesome. I'm going to be multi-weaponing my katana with my bow to test out the bow for sure, because I think the bow is actually going to be really strong. Now, on top of that, they've also done some adjustments for Resol 4s so that large enemies appear more frequently. And they've also increased the attack stat for Gigantics, Ancient enemies, as well as Recon Gigantics, so they're going to hit a little bit harder. Alright, the next campaign is a real-life event that is happening in Anime Expo 2023. So it's being held at the Los Angeles Convention Center. So if you do want to go there, or if you're planning to go there already, just keep in mind that there is going to be an NGS booth. So there's going to be a merch stand as well as a photo booth. So you can get t-shirts, you can get these steel badges, as well as a bunch of in-game item codes, which is pretty nice. Alright, with that being said, the rest of the video is going to be talking about Arks cash as well as just cash items and paid items. So if you're not interested in spending any money, you can just stop here. You know, the rest of the stuff is going to be talking about spending money. So yeah, have a nice day. See you guys tomorrow. But for those who are still interested, we do have the Arks Cash Super Sale. I did say this in a previous video, but I got the date wrong. So it actually starts today, as you can see right here on June 7th, and it doesn't have an end date, so it's to be decided. However, there is a purchase limit over here of 1 per store, so you can purchase it on Steam, Microsoft Store, PlayStation Store, as well as Epic Games Store. I don't know where the Xbox Store is. I'm assuming maybe the Xbox Store is tied in with the Microsoft Store, I guess. but nevertheless, you can spend $10 in order to get $20 worth of AC. The next campaign ties very nicely with the Super Arks cash sale, and that is use AC and get items. So whenever you spend AC, 100, 500, and 1000, you get these Darkfalls accessories as well as stamps, which are pretty nice. So if you just want the stamp as well as the accessory, you can just spend 500 AC and you've got it for your character. However, if you have multiple characters, then you might want to spend the 1000 AC in order to get the second copy of the Darkfalls mask so that it unlocks it for your entire account. Next up is the Sonic collaboration over here. They are selling this pack, which costs $10, and it's pretty cool. I quite like the Sonic costume set. But more importantly is they're going to give you all of the build parts over here that you can actually use in your creative spaces in order to make a Sonic racetrack, for example, because there are like the dash rings, for example, that make you run faster. There's loops, there's blocks, there's sunflower, there's rings. You can use the rings and your character will actually pick up all the rings. It's actually really cool. So yeah, if you're a big Sonic fan, you might want to consider buying this because yeah, it's pretty nice. Now the next campaign is great bargains in the SG shop. I'm gonna be real frank with you guys. This isn't worth it. None of this stuff is worth it in my personal opinion. Sure, they've increased the purchase limit, being like, hey, you can buy more, but yeah, all of this ain't worth it because Gigastat 4 as well as Stat 4 is extremely cheap right now in the market. There is absolutely no reason you should spend your 980 SG to buy this. I mean, sure, if you really wanted the end rare drop rate 24 hours, then sure, maybe, you know, it is better than just buying this by itself because you are getting these capsules for free. But these capsules, honestly, I don't think it's worth it. In my personal opinion, I would not spend my SG on these things. I would save my star gens for something better, maybe for like an SG scratch or something else, because it's just not worth it in my personal opinion. And last but not least, we need to cover the skip gameplay feature is now available for AC. This guys, I still think this is a joke, but you know, they're selling 3 different packages. There's the level skip, which gets you to level 70 immediately. There's the Trainia skip, which gives you your 45 skill points immediately. And there's the story skip that skips the entire story of version 1. So for the level skip, it's going to get you to level 70 immediately, and it's going to give you some free gear. Now, don't worry, the free gear isn't anything special because the augments are kind of like mid, to be honest. So first of all, they're giving you 3 extra armors. I don't really, yeah, I'm pronouncing this as extrasa, whatever. And they're also giving you some Monka-S weapons. So yeah, I know it doesn't say Monka-S, but it just sounds funnier when you say Monka-S. So basically how it works is you're gonna click on the skip gameplay, you're gonna purchase the level cap thingy, and then you're gonna be presented a menu over here where you can pick what class you want. And depending on what class you pick, it'll give you that class's weapons. So for example, if you pick the Hunter class, it'll give you the sword, wire, spear, all at enhancement level 60, and it'll have these 5 augments right here. So your Ready Soul 4, Triple Bolt 2, Alt Secreta 4, Mastery 4, as well as Deafness 4. So nothing too crazy. I don't think this is a big deal, but it costs $12. It's a little bit expensive, but I mean, I guess if you just really want to catch up to level 70 or whatever, this is an option, I suppose. Personally, I still think it's a ripoff, so I'm not going to be touching this. The next one is the Skip Trainia. So this automatically gives you 45 skill points and it costs $9. Again, I think this is a ripoff. Literally just ask any veteran player to carry you through all of the Trainias and you'll be done in like 5 minutes. You'll save yourself $9. Just treat them to like a coffee or something and just get your friends to hard carry you. It'll be cheaper than spending $9. And last but not least is the skip story. It also costs $9. Again, I think this is a scam. You can literally just blast through the story in like, I don't know, a day, maybe 2 days at most, if you're really focused on it. So I don't think it's worth it because you're going to go into version 2 and you're going to be confused on who all the characters are and you won't know what they're doing and you're going to be a little bit lost in the story. So I personally think that you should just play through it. But I mean, hell, if you don't care about the story because, well, you know, NGS's story isn't exactly the most strongest story, sure, you could spend the $9 if you want, but I don't think it's worth it. Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again. But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye!